Farming gives us the food that keeps us growing. To keep all the crops growing, farmers need to give the plants the food they need. And to do this, most farms use fertilizer.
Fertilizer is it's plant food. It is the nutrients that the plants need to grow.
Believe it or not, a commonly used fertilizer is cow manure.
Historically, way back, they knew that where you put down manure, the plants tended to grow well, and then, as knowledge progressed, we've figured out that it's the nutrients in the manure.
If the crops can't use all the manure in the field, the leftover nutrients can cause trouble in the environment.
Too much of anything is not a good thing. Too much nutrients in the water will actually result in a form of water pollution. The problem is manure has these nutrients, and these nutrients will slowly work their way off the farm and into the surface water and into lakes and streams. And so since the manure is nutrients, and nutrients is the food, it also helps the plants and algae and things grow in the water. And as they grow, and then they want to decompose, and they'll basically suck all the oxygen out of the water, and they'll create dead zones in the water.
Tom made it his business to help prevent this kind of pollution. He takes the extra cow manure from the farm and turns it into a fertilizer that gets sent to other farms that need it.
This is where wormpower starts. The manure is collected while the cows are off being milked, and then it goes to the separator. This is the separator. Dairy manure, as it comes out of the back of the cow, is like really runny oatmeal. We have to get it a little more solid before we can work with it. The separator squeezes that manure. The solids fall out the front end. The liquids flow down this pipe. We're going to turn 100,000 pounds of manure into 40,000 pounds of solids, and then 60,000 pounds of the liquid.
The solid manure gets mixed with straw that the cows can't eat and composted.
And composting is basically just using, the bugs that are out in nature that break down materials naturally, and they're going to munch up all the stuff that could break down in the manure. So many of those guys eating in such a small space generates a lot of heat. And that heat does great things. It makes the material better for the worms. It kills off any of the weed seeds or any of the bad things that could be in the manure.
Once it's ready, the composted manure is thrown to the worms.
Now we're in the earthworm composting building, known as vermicomposting. In here we have our 8 million earthworms that have eaten the compost we're feeding them. And these are the stars of the show.
Worms are one of nature's workers. Here they eat the composted manure and turn it into nutrient-rich fertilizer that can help plants grow. These earthworms like to live near the surface, so as new compost is added, they eat their way up, and the fertilizer they make goes to the bottom, where it gets pushed out by a paddle and sent on to get boxed up and shipped out.
We use earthworms to do most of our work here, nature's workers again, and our job is just to keep them fat, dumb, and happy. We feed them and water them and make sure they're well cared for. And then they make this wonderful product that we can then sell to other people. Looking in the mirror in the morning, it's kind of nice to know that, I have a nice job, but then again, my job is also, I help farmers get rid of a waste. I help other farmers get a nice organic fertilizer, and I'm doing something that, helps make the earth a greener, more sustainable place.